So Saria started with the watch list movie, that third table. Okay. But what about the watch list itself? Okay. The watch list itself is something, is an entity. Okay. It has creation date, it has privacy, it has number of movies, it has so many things. Okay. It needs to exist, then create the relations. Okay. So is it clear what was the issue? Sorry. Okay. What do you think? Like this, what about this design? Okay, is it clear now?
I understand what
You
you see
did?
mainly and your yeah, I understand. It's just that I thought
Hmm.
watch list was kind of like when we do the ratings, which belong to a user.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
was my
Yeah.
mistake. I
Mhm.
cannot still get around the concept of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the, like, actually this is the main issue with software engineering in general. Okay. So for example, you know coding, you know how to create tables, you know everything, right? But the problem is you don't know the movie industry. Okay. Or you, for example, suppose you are doing like for example a system for hospitals. Like hospitals work is extremely complicated, how they treat people, how they refer people, how they communicate with labs. So the problem is, if you don't understand exactly what they want and exactly the business of hospitals, you won't be able to create a system for them, right? So learning the story of the customer, learning how they do their business is more important actually than coding. Because coding is easy, okay? But you need to know what you are building and what you are doing. And this is why most software engineering, the big systems, that's why they fail. Because the user, or that's why they used to fail. Because the user will come, hey, that's not what I want. That's not what I told you. Okay. So it's totally fine if we have a mistake due to not understanding what is the business itself. Okay. This only means we need to go back to the customer, ask them more, learn more about their business, and then try to adjust our system. Okay. So your issue wasn't programming issue. It was more of uh, what we're building here. Okay. Of course, there's no issue. Like we are just seeing different designs. You don't have any issues, Sariambi. Okay, that's fine. Don't be scared. Okay, no issues. Okay, so so that's the design. Okay, two tables, one watch list, one watch list movie. So please try to make it. Okay, and if you did already, we want to start um, making queries for this thing. Okay, so the first page we want to show is to show all the watch lists, WL, okay, watch lists for a user. Okay, this is a page where a user see all his watch lists. So please do this, just like what Yushin did. If you are done, start working on this. Okay, if you are struggling with the design that Yushin did, we can do it together. But you saw the idea. This is like the next step. So if you are, or if you weren't able to figure it out yourself, or you went the wrong path, that's fine. Now you saw a good answer. It's time to try to do the same. Okay. But me solving everything and you are just watching, first, it's very boring. Second, you won't be learning anything. Okay. So we take a glance of a good answer and then we try to do the same.
I have one question for you,
Sure.
Sheen. I'm not sure. First table, watch list, just watch list. Sheen, do you have two relations or just one?
Is this watch list or watch list movies?
Just watch list.
Yeah,
Just
well, watch
first.
list has two actually. One with, yeah, you can go, Eugene.
Yeah, I have just one, and I'm not sure uh,
Yeah,
why.
the next one you saw is for the third table. So watch
Yeah,
list has two
that
relations. Yeah,
yeah.
one with user,
Okay,
one with the user, and one with the third table
got it.
between watch list and movies. That's why you will see two when you open the relation.
Oh, okay. When I
Yeah, it
listen
will
to,
show you the same one.
okay,
Yeah. So there's one relation that's shared between those two tables, but it's the same one.
oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
I didn't check after. I just made one relation, so I didn't check out. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
you made one relation, and then in the third table you made one relation. Now you have two.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so let's have 10-15 minutes break. After that, I will solve this one. So just to make sure everyone has the correct design. Okay, and then we will look at your solutions for this question. Basically, it's just showing a list of lists, okay, in a view. Okay, anyone having issues? Okay, so if you have this correct design here, this one is like just like our regular ones. Okay, a view or a list of lists. Okay, because the user has a list of watch lists. Okay, we'll stop for a small break, then we'll continue solving this question together. Okay, see you very soon. will be the last day, not this Friday, the next one. Okay, and it's about 2 weeks. Okay, and we'll be back in September. Another Friday, actually, it's September 8th, I guess. September 4th. Okay, we will remain in touch. We remain in contact. Yeah, we are working on the grades. Yeah, like I didn't see your solution really, but I'm pretty sure you did very good. Like you shouldn't be concerned about the previous group, previous course, but we are working on grading them. So it's just like once we finish grading, there's another grading. If there's an exam, now you have double grading. Okay, it will be before we stop for sure. Okay, but in case you have any plans or something, so August 21st, okay, we will be our last day. After that, we take 2 weeks vacation. Okay, and we will continue in September. Now, continuing sometimes fall on Friday, so maybe we can work this out, take this day off or make it optional. We will remain in touch, but I can't decide. Like this is like an administration thing, so I can't decide it myself, but I can ask for something if the majority wants to take the like Friday, so you can take Saturday and Sunday. I know some of you they want to travel, okay, something. Yeah, we will see. Hopefully we can like everyone. So we want to start with a new course. Usually the first day of a new course is the most important one. That's when we start everything. Okay, so we will see how it goes. Okay, but at least you will have 2 weeks. Okay, just make sure if you left the country, if you're coming back, okay, stay at home for 2 weeks. Okay, don't come, hey, I hug me and hi, I miss you, and okay, just came from any other country. Okay, stay home, quarantine yourself for 2 weeks. Okay, it's crazy how many people are not doing so. It's really strange. Anyways, okay, so let's add the tables, the ones that we saw Yushin did. Okay, very quickly, but this way we will all be on the same page. Okay. Okay, so let's go to our IMDb database. Okay, so those are the tables we have. Let's create the watch list table. Okay, so the watch list has an ID, has a name, okay. We say it's like, is it public? This is a bit, so 1 or 0. Is it, what did we say? Oh, yeah, and we have the user ID. That's like very important. Okay, who is the user who created this table? So the relation is one to many. Okay, and of course you can add any extra stuff you think are important. So watch list. Okay, now let's create the relation between this one and the user table, since we are already here. Okay, so here we are creating the relation between this table and the user table. So the user has the ID and it will match to the foreign key that's in this table, to the user ID. Okay. Let's save them. And now we need to create the relation between watch list and movies, okay, which is one to many. Okay, and it requires a third table. So this third table, okay, we have movie ID, and we have watch list ID. Okay, it's a many to many relationship. You have an ID for both of the two tables having the many to many relation. Here you have anything you want, like what's the priority of this movie in this list? What, okay, anything. Okay, it's also an integer, so it could be an enum. Okay, or whatever you want. Okay, so or let me remove this one. I don't want to get so many questions regarding this one. It's not important. Okay, so let's save this one. So it's called watch list movie. Okay, and it has two relationships, one with movie and one with watch list. Okay, because it's the third table to break the relation with them. So first one is with movie. So the ID of the movie will match to the movie ID here. And the ID of the watch list will match to the watch list here. Okay. And hopefully everyone was able to do this. Okay, that's what we have. So it's time to update our design. So I forgot to ask Karia, after you made this design, do you still have that error or 28 errors? Okay, everything's cool now.
No, when I deleted everything and reloaded the
Yeah,
the
sometimes,
SLN, it's okay.
yeah, sometimes the EDMX isn't like strong enough to adjust everything. So just need to delete tables, bring them again, which is basically fine because we said this is all generated code. Okay, we we can bring it, we can generate it again anytime. Okay, it's not a code that we are adding ourselves. So we want to update model from database, and we should have two new tables showing up: watch movie and watch list and watch list movie. Now, if this didn't work, we can delete everything and bring them back. So here's the watch list movie, and here's the watch list. See how our design is getting bigger and bigger? Of course, something like IMDb, they have hundreds of tables. Okay, let's save it and let's build it. Now we can easily create the controllers to add new watch lists, to populate your watch lists with movies. Okay, just like every time we did it. Okay, and let's build, let's rebuild. Okay, so build and rebuild are very similar to each other. Rebuild, I like build will just build the parts of your code that are not built. So if you didn't do any change, okay, and you issued a build, nothing will happen because it will tell you that your code is up to date. You don't need a new build. But if you made a rebuild, it will delete all the what we call the artifacts and the generated files, the generated building files and exes and stuff. Okay, and it will redo the building operation from. So it will issue a clean, I guess, and then a build. Okay. So if you want to always get a fresh copy, you can use rebuild. Okay, it will delete whatever was generated and generate it again. Okay, so now let's create our controllers, just regular controllers. Okay, we don't have anything special now. So we want one with what for watch lists controller. And we want one for the movies. Watch list movies. Okay. So we will have so many exercises on creating design. So now we know how to create tables. Okay, that's now we know the technical part, the absolute technical. Okay, how to add a new field, how to make a relation. Okay, that's something we know. Now the next step is to start thinking about the shape of the tables, the relation between of them. Uh, does this design make sense or not? Okay, that's like this is the higher step. So think about the coder as the builder. You know, people who actually build the house. Okay, usually they are very experienced, but you don't need a high degree for that. Okay, and they do most of the manual work. Okay, they are professionals. Okay, in what they do. Now you have some people like an upper level who went to universities for years, and all what they do is to make the designs, is to tell the builders what to build. So this is also a difference between the coder, programmer, and the engineer, the software engineer. Software engineer is not only a coder, okay? He's also a designer. He can design solutions. He can decide, okay, use this technology, don't use this one, use these relations, okay? The coder, the programmer, he will, oh, yeah, okay, those are tables, those are things. Okay, let's write the code for those. Okay, so we learned the actual building part. We will try to learn also from the engineering part. Okay, because tomorrow we will be both actually, not only people who will just write code all the time. Okay, but it's getting slowly. Now our focus is mostly of the coding and like the actual programming thing. Okay, so the next question was, where is that thing? Uh, categories controller. Okay, I should have created like a file called questions or whatever. Okay, so you can share the solution for this question. Show all the watch lists of a user. Anyone? Okay, Millie, can you show us the solution for this one? So you have the ID of the user. Okay, go and bring all the watch lists. So you can go to db.watchlist.where, or what about going to this user dot watch lists? Like the user has a list of watch lists, right? So this solution is totally fine. Okay, it's correct, but you can access it without a query right away. You can say,
Okay.
you can find the user. Okay, but what you did here is like it's better to check if the user is there. Like what if you got an
Okay.
ID about,
Yeah.
you know, if the user is there, if the ID is null. Okay, this looks like a boring thing, but it's also important. Okay, just so we don't think that it's not needed. It's always needed. Okay, so you have the user. Okay, so how can you access? Just stop. Yeah, stop
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you access the watch lists of this user? Okay, you have the user.
Um, Instead of this my result,
Yeah, so yeah,
that's
user
user watch.
dot, yeah,
watch
that's
list.
it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all what you need to have. That's what you can send. So you can say return user
Instead of
dot watch lists dot to list.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, or you can do the thing you did. Okay, you have those two options. Okay, so what do you have in the view?
I'm sorry. Let's share.
Did you create the view?
Yeah.
Yeah, just show us the HTML code. All watch lists dot cshtml. Okay, so here we have what? We have a list of lists. Okay, we have a list of
Watch list.
watch lists. Okay, and each watch list has what? Has a list of movies, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, how did you manage that?
Uh,
Yeah,
I
so
just have
you are
no. I
showing.
did. Yeah, I didn't have. My result was just a list of watch lists,
Yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
then
But what if we want, like, in every watch list, we want to show to see that the
oh
movies inside it.
okay. I didn't done that part, but
Yeah,
just then one more time go through uh,
movie. Yeah,
each watch list in this collection to show the movie.
yeah. So inside the for each, after
Yeah.
those links, maybe
Yeah.
you can have
Yeah.
another for each.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So for each var movie in
Item.
yeah item dot movies should be. Yeah, movie watch lists. Okay.
Yeah.
Here you can show
Yeah.
the movie dot
Mhm.
at you need at movie dot name, for example. Okay, and that's how you show all the watch lists and all the movies in this watch list. Okay, of course, like it will look very ugly, but for now, that's all what we are like. We just want to focus on the back end part. Okay.
Okay.
So this question was just like a direct example. Thank you very much, Minnie. It's a direct example of the watch list. It's just to make sure that your design is fine. So if your design is fine and everything is okay, this question should prove that, right? So now you can see all the watch lists of a certain. Okay, now it's time to get some queries or learn more about watch lists. So I want a page to show the user who created the highest number of watch lists in our system. Okay, so how do I know the user who created like so many watch lists, the top number? Yeah, I'm very sorry, but I was in a call with John. Yeah, it's an internship issue. Yeah, he was telling me how much he missed being with you guys in class, and how sad it was to move to remote learning. Uh, and he's telling me how unlucky I am because I didn't get to know you better. Yeah, he said Kevin is a very loud guy. He keeps shouting. I'm not sure why. Yushin the same. Sid, Saria, and Billy, they keep fighting with each other. Yeah, I really wish I had the opportunity to see that. It was he said like it was like a circus, but no. Hopefully after September we can do it. See what Willie sent. Ah, well, that's Kevin. Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, I told him no. He's very calm now. I barely hear him talking. Yeah, but he really said like you are the best group he ever had, and he told me what was the worst group, but I can't tell you. Anyways, yeah, you don't need to know this information. Okay, so we were working on creating this page. Okay, but yeah, and it's even Zach's opinion as well. Like some groups makes you hate your job and you want just to quit, especially that we can quit easily. Like we can find a job easier than other people. We are really doing this because we enjoy teaching, and it's actually you can make more money not teaching, like going to a regular company. But I know it has less communication, less you feel you are doing less important thing other than teaching. Okay, so he said like you are the group who made him like the job again. Okay, which it's a very good thing. Okay, so this page is 11:36. So sorry, we will solve it after the break. Okay, we also have another a little bit of a big task